The story starts and we see a woman. She saw something in a warehouse that left her completely shocked. The beloved cat of the house owner had been brutally killed. But the most shocking part was that this wasn't done by a human. It was the act of a robot. The robot had been created by a scientist named Aiden. He had lost his young son in an accident. In his memory, Aiden used his technical talent to build a robot and even named it Robin, just like his son. When he saw the robot's hands begin to move on their own, he became deeply emotional. He embraced Robin like his own child, as if light had returned to his life. But Aiden had no idea that the machine had started thinking for itself. The robot had killed the cat because it felt that Aiden's love was being shared with the pet. It became jealous and didn't want anyone else to take Aiden's attention. That's why it killed the cat. The scene changes. A boy named Leo, who had been in love with his girlfriend Lexi for the past 5 years, proposes to her. Lexi is overjoyed and hugs him. However, Lexi had no idea that Leo was burdened with a heavy debt, and debt collectors were closely monitoring his every move. Trying to change the subject, Leo told Lexi that he wanted to introduce her to his only living relative, none other than Aiden. Aiden was Leo's uncle. Soon, the two arrived at Aiden's house. During the visit, Aiden shared that his memory had weakened due to a road accident 2 years ago, and he couldn't even recognize Leo properly. Lexi helped Aiden to his room. At that moment, the robot was silently watching everything from an upstairs window. When Leo sat in the drawing room, he noticed some old photos of Aiden hanging on the wall. Just then, a loud noise came from the glass window behind him. Curious, he peeked through and saw a childlike figure behind the curtains. But when he opened the door, no one was there. As he turned back, he saw a strange-looking robot sitting near the fireplace. Lexi, equally surprised, came closer. Aiden proudly introduced it as Rohan, a special robot he had built. To demonstrate Robin's abilities, Aiden asked everyone to step outside and close the door. Then Lexi knocked on the door 3 times. When they re-entered, the robot had mysteriously vanished. Leo felt as if someone else was secretly present in the house. However, the maid, Freya, assured him that only the 4 of them were there. After a while, Aiden went to his room to rest, and Leo stayed back, chatting with Freya. Freya expressed her concerns. She had always felt uneasy about Robin's behavior. The next morning, Freya didn't show up for work, something that had never happened in all her years of service. Aiden grew worried, and just then, he noticed bloodstains on the robot's face. Sensing something was wrong, Aiden made an excuse and took Robin to the storeroom. Upon inspecting the robot, he found torn pieces of Freya's clothes. Angry and alarmed, he asked Robin if he was responsible. But the robot stayed silent. That silence was enough for Aiden to believe the truth. He tried to shut the robot down immediately. As soon as he removed its battery pack, the robot stormed out of the storeroom in anger. What Aiden didn't know was that the robot could become active even without its battery. That night, when everyone was asleep, Leo quietly started wandering through Aiden's house. His real intention was to find the safe or any clue about the money kept in Aiden's house so he could repay his debt. But even after searching thoroughly, he found nothing and returned disappointed. The next morning, Aiden went to the warehouse to inspect the robot, but the robot wasn't there. Just then, he heard the sound of a piano from upstairs. When he went up, he saw the robot standing in front of a mirror, blinking its eyes repeatedly, almost as if it was trying to mimic human behavior. Aiden was stunned. How could the robot be working without any power? That night, Leo again started searching for the safe. This time, he went to the attic where an old trunk opened on its own. It only contained old toys that Aiden's son once used to play with. There was nothing valuable in it. Just then, Aiden came and stopped Leo, trying to make him understand. After calming down a bit, Leo asked Aiden about his son's death. Aiden explained that he was out of town at the time, and when he returned, he received the news. Some say he died in a fire, others believe it was suicide, but the police still haven't discovered the truth. Since the incident, Aiden's memory has also weakened. Now a thought was haunting Aiden. Did Robin really die, or is he still alive in some form? The next morning, 2 police officers came to Aiden's house. Freya's brother was very worried. His sister hadn't returned home in 2 days, so he filed a missing person report. Aiden told the police he didn't know anything. The officers said that Freya was last seen at this warehouse. She had called for a taxi, but after waiting a long time, the driver left. Aiden kept repeating that he didn't know anything. The police didn't find any evidence, so they left. But outside, Freya's brother was waiting. He quietly entered the warehouse and started calling his sister. That's when he heard a phone ringing from inside. He followed the sound, and what he saw left him stunned. His sister's dead body was lying there. Before he could react, the robot appeared from behind. Freya's brother panicked and tried to call the police, but the robot lunged at him and killed him too. The robot then quietly went and sat near the fireplace. Aiden questioned it again. Did it kill Freya? The robot said nothing, only blinked. Then it picked up a pair of scissors and wrote a word. Aiden read it and felt a slight sense of relief. But this entire conversation was being overheard by Leo, who was standing behind the door. He quietly came forward to try and read the word himself. Leo had always been suspicious about Robin's death. He had searched the internet for old blogs and forums related to the case. That's when he came across a post by an old reporter, which mentioned a party from years ago. Leo immediately contacted the blogger. When the blogger found out that Leo was Aiden's nephew, he didn't hesitate to reveal the real story from years ago. It all happened on the day of Robin's 11th birthday. Aiden had organized a big party for him, but due to a prank, Robin was locked in the basement for a while. He was brought back shortly after, but as soon as he came out, his behavior changed strangely. It was as if he was no longer the same child. At the party, he suddenly turned violent and attacked everyone. All the guests were killed except Aiden and the reporter, who somehow managed to escape. When Robin attacked his own mother, a gunshot rang out, and Robin was killed on the spot. The blogger revealed that the shot was fired by none other than Aiden himself. Later, to protect his name and reputation, Aiden bribed the police to cover up the entire incident. Leo was shocked to learn the truth. He couldn't believe any of it was real. Meanwhile, Lexi, Leo's girlfriend, lashed out at him in anger. She had seen messages from debt collectors on Leo's phone. Leo tried to explain that he was only trying to earn money for their better future, but instead, he had fallen deep into debt. Now they had only one option left, to steal some money from Aiden's house. Leo promised Lexi that once things settled, they would start a new life together. That night, as planned, they spiked Aiden's coffee with a sedative. Soon, Aiden fell into a deep sleep. Around the same time, 2 police officers returned to Aiden's house. When no one answered the door, they began searching the area. A female officer went to the basement, the last place Freya had been seen. There she spotted a robot with glowing eyes. Curious, she moved closer. But as she bent down, the robot suddenly stabbed her in